Hi everyone, my name is Princess Dessa Fercadas from ABM 111. We'll talk about Jose P. Laurel, the third president of the Philippine Republic, also known as the Japanese puppet state when occupied during World War III from 1943 to 1945. Before we proceed, let's talk about his famous quotes, that is truthfulness, honesty, justice, and charity are the qualities of the man of character. He said that honesty is the only dependable hallmark of goodness. If we are to succeed, it is necessary that we develop self-reliance, courage, and perseverance. So next is, let's find out who is he. Jose Paciano Laurel Garcia was born on March 9, 1891, in the town of Danawan, Batangas. He died on November 6, 1959, at age of 68 because of heart attack. So this is his family. His parents were Sotero Laurel and Jocova Garcia. His father had been an official in revolutionary government of Emilio Aguinaldo. He has a children and they are 9 with his spouse Pasencia Hidalgo. So next is, let's talk about his political philosophy. Jose P. Laurel may not have the nature of Plato of Cicero, but he did reflect on man and government, expounding his ideas even on such specific topics as the proper relationship among the branches of government, between the national and local governments, between the church and the state, between the administration and the opposition political parties, between conservatism and radicalism, and among the state of world, as well as role of morality in government, law and politics. Significantly, Laurel had organized and systematized his political ideas in less 4 weeks. So the Birkenhead manuscript, written at Sugamo Prison in 1954, Political and Moral Orientation of 1949, Bread and Freedom of 1953, and Thinking for Ourselves in 1958. It is for the latter fact that Jose P. Laurel can rightly be called a political philosopher. And if you want to know his more political philosophy, here are his books. The pre-war books includes the following: and the election law, local government in the Philippine Islands, cases on constitutional, and many more. So next is, let's talk about his notable ideas. On martial law, Laurel declared the country under martial law in 1944 through Proclamation number 29 dated on September 21, declaring the existence of state of war between the Philippines and United States and also United Kingdom. So next is on Philippinization of Catholic Church. On the day his inauguration, Laurel sought to gain the recognition for the new republic from the Holy See. Correspondence between the diplomat of the Vatican and Japan told that Holy See did not wish to recognize any new states for duration of the war. Despite this, Laurel still sought to appeal to the Pope about the indicting Filipinos into the church. Next is about food shortage. The Philippines faced a crippling food shortage which demanded much of Laurel's attention. Rice and bread were still available, but the sugar supply was gone. Laurel also resisted Japanese demands that the Philippines issue a formal declaration of war against the United States. He later was forced to declare war on the U.S. and the Great Britain as long as Filipinos would not have to fight. And next is about economy. During Laurel's tenure as the president, hunger was the main worry. Prices of essential commodities rose to unprecedented heights. The government exerted every effort to increase production and bring consumers' goods under control. However, Japanese rapacity had the better of it all. On the other hand, guerrilla activities and Japanese retaliatory measures brought the peace and order situation to a difficult point. Resorting to district zoning and domiciliary searches coupled with arbitrary arrests, the Japanese made the mission of Laurel administration incalculably exasperating and perilous. And last is foreign policies. This is the Philippine-Japanese Treaty of Alliance on October 20, 1943. The Philippine-Japanese Treaty of Alliance was signed by Claro M. Recto, who was appointed by Laurel as his foreign minister, and Japanese ambassador to Philippines, Sozio Morata. One redeeming feature was the no conscription was envisioned. And next is Jose P. Laurel influences. Laurel was among the Commonwealth officials instructed by Japanese Imperial Army to form a provisional government when they invaded and occupied the country. He cooperated with Japanese, in contrast to Chief Justice Abad Santos, who was shot for refusing to cooperate. Because he was well known to Japanese as a critic of U.S. rule, as well as having demonstrated a willingness to serve under the Japanese military administration. He held a series of high posts in 1942 to 1943 under Vigo's influence. The National Assembly and selected Laurel to serve as president in 1943. That's all, and next is his brief historical background. Laurel was born and raised in a town south of Manila. His father served in the cabinet of Emilio Aguinaldo in the late 1890s. The younger Laurel received a law degree from the University of Philippines in 1915 and an advanced jurisprudence degree in 1919 before earning a doctorate in civil law from Yale University in the United States in 1920. He entered politics and was elected to the Philippine Senate in 1925, serving there until he was appointed an Associate Justice of Supreme Court in 1936. So, following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, December 1941, and the subsequent Japanese assault on the Philippines, Laurel stayed in Manila, with President Manuel Quezon had escaped first to the Bataan Peninsula and then to the United States. So next is appendix interview with the Philippine Ambassador to Japan, Jose P. Laurel. The question is, good morning, Ambassador Sir. First of all, ano pong purpose ng pagpunta ni Presidente dito sa Nikki? And syempre, mag-meet sila ni Prime Minister Abe. So, Ambassador Laurel said, well, the invitation was extended by the Nikkei organization. The Nikkei, as you know, is the leading investment and stock exchange name of the Japanese Economic Forum. It also runs, among others, as you know, the stock exchange. Every year for the last 5 years, the concentration of the Nikkei towards Asia and the region basically is the next 3 or 4 or 5 decades will belong to Asia. Why? Simple, the economic growth and GDP growth of the Asian countries will become the biggest in the world. In fact, the Philippines is one of them. So the theme this year will be the future of Asia. So that is his appendix. Interview from Philippine Ambassador, and that is Jose P. Laurel. And next is, these are the several quotes of Jose P. Laurel. First is, there is one eternal God, creator and sustainer of the universe. And the next is, how can we love our country, not by words but by deeds? Next is, the starting point in life and education is the recognition of and faith in one eternal God, the creator and sustainer of the universe. And that is the quotes of Jose P. Laurel. And next is the glossary. These are the words that you can understand. First is radicalism, jurisprudence, judiciary, sustainer of the universe. Here are their meanings. And next is my understanding or reflection about this philosopher. In this past performance, I knew that President Laurel had a great contribution to our country. He contracts the puppet government, or the Second Philippine Republic, is a Japanese imperial-sponsored government established during the Japanese occupation. And World War II in the Philippines, such as one great tragedy of the Filipino nation. Dr. Laurel had not only gone, he had been forgotten, while the Rizals, the Quezon, and the Magsaysay have been consistently held aloft in the esteem of Filipinos, excuse me. So, Dr. Laurel seems eternally restricted outside of people's memorial. At best, he lives in highly exceptional sedation in speeches on special occasion and in routine commemorative events. So, that's all. Thank you for listening. And again, I am Princess Desa Fricadas from ABM 111. Thank you!